Hello, so for today we are going to tackle about Goya's painting and we are going to answer five questions about Goya's. Number one, analyze Goya's use of line to guide the viewer's eye through his painting. Number two, how did he use visual rhythm to direct our attention to the victims of the French troops and on rhythm in another of his works? Number three, connection between Goya's famous print series Disaster of War and his painting. And number four, examine Goya's relationship with Spain's royal family through his painting. And last, consider how Goya's painting of Spanish resistance to the French invaders might add to your views of the war depicted in the 3rd of May 1808. So, let's first tackle about how Goya's use line to guide the viewer's eye through his painting. So in this artwork, there are actual lines that run from the rifle toward the man who is raising his hands. You can practically feel the meaning of execution when viewing this painting swiftly from the right to the left. The light and the dark are divided by a line in the sand as well as between the evil hooded men who are firing and the good of the Spaniards who are about to executed. I think there is an implicit boundary between the gun's muzzle and the person standing with his arm raised. It is acting in such a way that you can nearly feel the man being shot dead by the gunshot coming from the barrel. Especially how it appears to the gun has been shot when looking from right to the left and changes from darkness to light. Goya also used shape. The geometric shape of the lantern immediately catches my attention.
My attention is drawn to this painting by the object's rectangular shape and the triangle-shaped light it produces. It also appears to present the individual who are about to be executed in a favorable light. In this painting, geometric shapes predominate over organic ones by a wide margin. Goya also used a mass. The captives serve as the mass in this metaphor, which is implied. With their arms and the way each one is curved, they appear to be moving in all directions. The fact that they are bound to be shot really adds urgency. This artwork lacks the true bulk that one sees in three-dimensional art. It is a solid body of materials, physical mass. Only the paint and the canvas can be regarded as true mass in this situation. Okay, so for number 2 questions, how did he use visual rhythm to direct our attention to the victims of the French troops and on rhythm in another of his works? So, the arts decide to create a large picture in order to grasp the painting formally. Oil paint was used to paint the artwork on canvas. When viewing the artwork, we would immediately notice the stark contrast between light and dark, as well as the way the artist appeared to have divided the canvas into different areas of light and dark. As a result, the formal aspects of scale, material, and value are all indicated by the employment of light and dark in this context. And it's unmistakably the white-clad guy with his hands raised above him in this painting. We are clearly looking at the man who is soon to be shot, thanks to Goya. Those weapons are aimed directly at him, but the artist's placement of that figure against a hillside, trapping him there, further emphasizes that in the composition. That real horizon draws our attention down to the shooter before directing it back to the dazzling white blouse on the left. The shooter creates a diagonal line that is retreating, giving the impression of depth. Goya uses this diagonal line, which seems to retreat into space, as one of his methods for accomplishing that. In various more ways he further depth, his technique is light. Additionally, the scale is used by the artist to make the building in the distance appear smaller than the fox in the front. However, he also employs chiaroscuro or modeling to give the impression that the forms, in this example, the individuals, are actually three-dimensional. This is particularly evident in the man's right hand. Where there is a white highlight, we can see the fleshy quality of his thumb, and you can see a shadow that is employed to sketch that the contour of the thumb. As a result, you have this sense of volume and grounding in the space, which are all formal components. Number 3, the connection between Goya's famous print series Disaster of War and his painting. Napoleon Bonaparte is on the throne in France and is asserting his power throughout Europe, including Spain. Now Napoleon, through some complex machinations, is able to march into Spain and able to depose the King of Spain, Charles IV, and is ultimately able to make his brother the King of Spain. But the other people of Spain don't take this sitting down. There are popular uprising against the French occupation of Spain, and that event is just the day before May 2nd, 1808, and the retribution. The French then take a series of innocent people from the city of Madrid, line them up outside of the city, and shoot them. And that's what his painting commemorates. Question number 4. Examine Goya's relationship with Spain's royal family through his painting. Unlike Las Menenas, Goya's Charles IV of Spain and his family does not feature the same warmth and light atmosphere. Instead, the painting illustrates distress expression as if the royal family is anticipating disaster. Francisco Goya is a royal court painter under the Spanish reign of King Charles IV. The painting, Charles IV of Spain and his family, depicts Charles IV of Spain and various members of his family. Each member of the royal family is dressed in colorful and elaborate costumes and jewelry. Although he was a member of the royal staff, his paintings depicted subjectivity. Although his painting figures held satirical gazes and grotesque appearance, this did not deter the royals and other people of power to not be attracted to the paintings. The reason is due to the way they dress in a grandiose way. This shows how oblivious and slow-witted they are. Francisco Goya, after having caught an illness, he suffered severe hearing loss in 1973. Due to this incapacity or deficiency, he became isolated, resulting in increasing despair both mentally and physically. His paintings were influenced by this, creating the black paintings, heavily influenced by the Peninsular War and other conflicts, which can be seen in the 3rd of May 1808. Going to the number 5 question, consider how Goya's painting resistance to the French invader might add to your views of the war depicted in the 3rd of May 1808. Goya's painting offers a Spanish view on the Peninsular War or Spain's independence war. Goya also is a Spanish painter who lived during the Peninsular War, offering us the views the viewers a direct contact to the war itself. Another is that because Goya is a royal court painter under the Spanish royal family, he experienced the horrors of the invasion and brutality of the French to his country with his own eyes.